All right, what is up, guys? It is Thursday night, 6:24 p.m. This is going to be the rare Friday long run tomorrow, and we are doing it in the Puma Deviate Nitro Elite? I think this is called the Puma Deviate Nitro Elite 3. So over the past few months, I've been doing all of my long runs exclusively in marathon racing shoes. I've racked up a lot of miles in the top racers this year. So what I wanted to do in this video is, of course, put the Deviate Elite 3 through the 20-mile long run, but also break down some of the other top performing shoes and give you my thoughts on which ones might be best for you, which ones are working best for me as we're heading into fall marathon season to help narrow down my marathon shoe pick, but also hopefully give some insights for you all. So with that, let's get into it.
All right, before we get into the video today, if you have not signed up for the Supwell app, please go do that. The link is in the description below. Supwell app is the best place to buy, sell, and trade gently used running shoes and new running shoes. We have the heat. That's the new Supwell app tagline. We got the heat. I guarantee you right now, there are at least 7 pairs of fire race shoes on the app. There's definitely one in your size. So if you are searching for a new race shoe, check out the Supwell app. It's also the best place to connect with other hobby joggers and take your training to the next level. We've got discussion forums, we got a music chat. I'm gonna drop the Demon Time playlist in there for anyone who wants to get hype. You can post any questions that you have about your training. If you got something weird going on with your running, if you wanna celebrate your successes, if you wanna join a community of other people looking to get better. I started the Supwell app as a place where we can all help each other get better, celebrate the journey of running, and enjoy it and have fun. That's what it's all about. So Supwell app, it links in the description below, $1 per month, and it's another way to support the channel if you want to do that. All right, let's get into it. Alphafly down. Oh no, I had my my 9 to 5 hat on. Hold on. Oh man, tempo miles in the Crocs recovery slides. We're good. Let's see. Man, the lighting out here is absolutely gorgeous. It's perfect at this time of day. 6:30, the sun is just cresting right through the trees. It's that golden hour, man. It's beautiful. And look at this, man. This is the golden hour shoe. This is a beautiful shoe, beautiful colorway. Puma Deviate Elite 3. So I've actually really enjoyed the training version of the shoe. The Puma Deviate Nitro Elite 3 might be my favorite plated training shoe this year. I love the price on it, $160. A lot of the shoes in that category are bumping up to $170 or even $200. It's comfortable, it's versatile, it's got some nice pep. I can run faster miles in it. I wasn't completely blown away by the racing version of the shoe. But before we get into that, why am I doing my long run on a Friday? I'm doing my long run tomorrow morning because we are going away to the mountains. So this is just hobby jogger life. Sometimes we gotta shift priorities around, and the long run gets shifted up to Friday. I did a absolutely beast workout yesterday, so it's probably gonna be a little bit tough. Hey, kids putting in work in the Crocs. Hey, no, you can go through. It's all good. Yeah, it's a dad and a son, biking and Crocs running. So yeah, I've been running in these plated trainers for basically all of my long runs. I think the last 8 weeks, sorry, not the plated trainers, I've been running in the plated race shoes, the Carbon County race shoes for all of my long runs. So tomorrow, I'm not sure how much juice I'll have. I'm not sure how fast I'll be going. And that's why I wanted to pick the Puma Deviate Elite 3, because on the first run, I was really trying to crank it down to that Demon Time zone. I did a 10-mile tempo, and I think I was hanging out around 550 for most of it. That might have been my fastest 10 miles ever. And I was pushing it. I was able to sustain that pace, but the shoe didn't feel like it was giving me as much as some of the other shoes here. So I wanted to take this opportunity to just break down some of the top, I have 5 of the top race shoes that I've tried for long runs over the past few months. I'm not saying these are the 5 best shoes on the market, but 5 of the ones that I've tested over the past few months that have performed the best for me over the long run, that I've had success with, and that maybe will be good choices for you for your fall marathon. But I'm strictly speaking from the perspective of me today right now. I ran a 2:49 earlier this year. I'm currently training for Chicago. I'm probably going to be running, my marathon pace is anywhere between 6 flat and 6:20 for this next year. My last marathon pace was about a 6:26. I've been running some disgusting workouts. Yesterday I did 10 miles of threshold at 5:30 something. I was going to say I have no idea where that came from, but it came from consistently staying healthy, running mileage, 1 hard run per week, MVP, baby, mileage, vibes, and pace. That's what I'm talking about. We got to bring it. So Puma Deviate Elite 3, we'll be putting this one through the gauntlet tomorrow. I also heard from my guy Chaz. He's a fellow Charlottean. He's a fellow North Carolinian. He said, like Light Strike Pro, I actually think this might be the same compound or a similar compound as what they use in Light Strike Pro. He said this foam takes some break-in. So the first run was 10 miles. Tomorrow will be 20. I don't think I'm going to go much longer than 20. So we'll be at 30 miles. So hopefully midway through that run, at the 10-mile mark, this will have softened up a little bit from the pounding. I kind of wish I got one more run in it before the long run, but it's okay. We'll see. The fit and feel was comfortable. I had no issues with rubbing. The upper was decently lightweight. I do think the back was a touch weird with where they've ended this foam here, and the rocker wasn't the most aggressive, but it was a fine shoe. And I think maybe tomorrow I'm planning to do maybe a touch more moderate running, because that first run I did in this shoe, this is what I was saying, full circle. First run I did in this shoe, just absolute ripping. The reason I wanted to use this tomorrow was because I'll probably have more moderate miles, and it'll be a slightly different type of run, also with more time on feet. So we'll see how this does, but let's get into these 5 shoes. Now, I'm going to go, how should I do this? Least aggressive to most aggressive. Let's do it that way. So Saucony Endorphin Pro 4. This is a shoe that I've used for probably my worst run of the year. It was a 20 miler a few weeks ago, right before I got obliterated with some sort of a sickness. I don't know if it was C-word. I don't know what it was, but it took me out, and I was already sick going into that run. And you guys can see because I post, hey, Audi with the drop top, bro. I post all of my runs here and on Strava. You guys, if you watch the long run video I did in this, I was wrecked. I woke up and I was trying to drink honey like Mary Poppins just so I could speak in that video, and I was running 9-minute miles. I think I put together 4 9-minute miles, which for me, again, running a 6-something marathon pace, a 9-minute mile is very relaxed, slow for me. That was a painful run. But this is a super comfortable shoe. Might be the most comfortable marathon race shoe out there. The next one I'll highlight is very comfortable as well, and it works great at every pace. I'm trying to pull up, and what the heck is that? You think Boss Man D-Lo's ever whipped that? Yeah, this is the type of shoe that's comfortable for every pace. Probably the most versatile marathon racing shoe. If you're going to be running 11-minute, 12-minute, 13-minute miles, this will be great. The upper was super comfortable. It's not as narrow as some of the other Saucony shoes, and the outsole grip is great. So this is just a get it done, a job doer type of shoe. It doesn't quite have that demon time feel that I've been liking for some of my workout shoes, but I'm not quite sure that's necessary in a marathon race shoe. And we'll see with the shoe that I pick for this next race where it lands, because I got burned on my last marathon for picking the Metaspeed Sky Paris, which, by the way, if you are looking for the Metaspeed Sky Paris, check out the Supwell shoe marketplace, because there's a ton of them there. The Sky Paris and the Edge Paris, because I think a lot of hobby joggers are finding out, like I said, man, that's a ding-dong-dang aggressive shoe. Even for me, running a 2:49 felt too aggressive. So I got burned by going for the aggressive shoe, and I'm still on the line right now of, can I pick an aggressive shoe and race well for the marathon distance. And I'm realizing now I actually forgot the Cloud Boom Strike. So that would have made this list as well. But regardless, this is the most comfortable shoe that I've tried. The foam is nice and soft. It's a great long run shoe. It's also only $225. I know that's a lot of money. I'm not saying only lightly, but compared to the other shoes I'm looking at right now, $300, $285, $275, $275. The Deviate Elite 3 is also $230, so that undercuts the market. But compared to everything else, this is cheaper than market standard, which is $250, and I pulled out some of the most expensive ones because I guess those are the ones that have performed best for me. But with it being a little bit cheaper, you're not going to get as much aggression, but you get more comfort. So that is the, oh man, there's a fire ant. There was a fire ant on the Gara. We're not going to highlight the Gara next. Next up, I want to highlight the Cielo X1. So this run that I did was a 20 miler. It was the next week after. There's a lot of bugs out here. Next week after the Saucony Endorphin Pro 4, this was my get back shoe. Get back to feeling good after I had a horrible sickness that just laid me under. So it's a fun shoe. I wanted to just pick something fun for that run. This accomplished that goal. It was fun. It was bouncy. It was peppy. I did 4 by 2 miles. So 4 rounds of 2 miles just thrashing. And I was running a lot of those around 5:40, 5:50 pace. And that was about 5 weeks ago. And yesterday I just ran 10 miles at a 5:30 pace. So this is how intensity compounds over time. And running a 20 miler pushing at 5:50 pace on tired legs, it's just, that will make it so that a month later, if we're staying healthy, if we're dialing up and down the intensity appropriately for recovery days, it will feel a lot easier. So this is a little bit heavier than some of the other race shoes. You also get a lot more foam. So like the Saucony Endorphin Pro 4, very comfortable, a great rocker up here. This is going to be a nice pick if you're not too worried about weight. If maybe you are running that 3:30, 4-hour, 4:30 marathon and just want something comfortable that's also fun. That's what this is going to be great for. Comfort with fun. One of the most fun shoes of the year. One of the softest race shoes probably of 2024. I highly recommend this. If you're not trying to burn a marathon PR, this is your 3rd marathon PR attempt, this is not the shoe I'd pick if that's the case. You're trying to rip it and crush your PR. This is more of that 2nd, 3rd marathon shoe. Maybe you're going for a PR, but it's not an aggressive all-out slaughter. This is not my aggressive all-out slaughter shoe. This is my fun and comfort shoe. So next up, a shoe that is still comfortable, but has more get up and go. That is the Diodora Gara. So this is lighter weight than the Hoka Cielo X1, but one of the softest foams out here. This is what I used last week. And this is actually maybe too soft for me. I think I ruled it out of contention for the Chicago Marathon race for me because it just felt too soft for me. It's a different type of softness than the Cielo X1. The Cielo X1, it has that soft impact absorption, but then it rolls through. It has almost that Nova Blast softness where you get a lot of protection and then you get that slight pep in the Cielo X1, and the rocker here is amazing and there's a lot of bounce. The Gara is soft, but I felt like I was sinking into the foam a little bit more, and when I was trying to dig down, I wasn't quite getting the response that I get from the top fastest shoes in this category. So this is fast, don't get me wrong, this is fast, but it is soft. And if you are a powerful style of runner like I am, and that's where the difference comes in, if you're a high cadence runner where you're not putting down a lot of force and you're shuffling along at a 200 cadence, this is going to be great. But if you are really digging in to go fast, and for some of us at marathon pace, we're not digging in to go fast. For me, for this next marathon, I might be digging in a little bit. I might be pushing it. I might be trying to run a little bit more aggressively on this next marathon than I was on my last because my fitness is in a different place. So this felt just a touch too soft for me. So that's why I've ruled it out. But if you like soft, you also want lightweight and fast, this would be great. If you are a fan of the Vaporfly, and especially the Vaporfly 2, you will love this. The toe off on this and the general fit, feel, vibe is similar underfoot to the Vaporfly too. So another really comfortable shoe, another very versatile shoe, another great option if you're going to be spending a longer time on feet. I use this I've done 2 long runs in it now, and it performed great for both of them. It's just when I was trying to get down to that 550 pace, it wasn't coming as naturally as in some of the other race shoes. But asterisk there, that also came at the end of a 110 mile week, came at the end of 2 weeks where I'd done 110 and then another 110, and also came on a 21 mile long run that I'd done after a 27 mile long run. So I was running on tired legs. I was still able to put up a 6:23 average pace 21 miler in the shoe. It's an awesome shoe. It's fast, but for me personally, I'm thinking just a touch soft for the type of marathon that I will probably be running, which is a PR attempt. So awesome, fast shoe, but again, if you're a bigger, more powerful runner, just really digging, if you don't like the Vaporfly, if you don't like ZoomX, you probably won't like this. But if you do like those shoes, you're going to love this. This is definitely one of my favorite shoes. And this is the thing, I feel like I'm now saying it's a slow shoe. It's not a slow shoe. It's not a slow shoe. It's not a slow shoe. But let's go to the other end of the spectrum to a shoe that can withstand the digging. That is the Saucony Endorphin Elite. So this was maybe 2 months ago now where I did this shoe, or 3 months ago. This is a while where I ran the 21 miler in this shoe. It's fast, it's firm, it's aggressive. The rocker on here is just out of control. It really puts you up on your toes, and you have to be running aggressively. That's the difference with the Gara and the Cielo X1. You don't have to be running as aggressively in those shoes. For me, I had to be running aggressively in the shoe. It's another shoe where if you're looking for one of these, you can find it on the Supwell app. We have a lot of these Endorphin Elites right now because I think people are finding they're maybe a little bit too aggressive for them. They don't want something that aggressive. So I enjoyed it. This is still in contention for me for race day. I want to do another workout in it maybe next week. I want to do one of these long grinder tempo sessions where I'm just going out. Oh, we got people out through the roof of the car again, man. Complete suburban shenanigans. But yeah, one of these long grinder tempo sessions where 14 to 16 miles at a marathon effort, just going out here on the hills and slaughtering myself. These are my favorite runs right now. The midweek grinder, the midweek just gauntlet, the midweek go out there and get them. Those are my favorite runs right now. So I want to do that in this shoe. That was the last run that I did in the Deviate Nitro Elite 3. That was the last run that I did in the next shoe that I'm going to pull out. I've been loving that style of run. We'll see how this performs, but it is fast, it is firm, it's not going to bottom out. This is up there for me right now for sure for running that 240 range marathon. It's perfect for those paces for me. Anywhere in the 6s, I'll see how it does getting down to 540, 550. I think it'll be great for that too. The 21 miler I did in this, it was similar to what I did in the Cielo X1. It was either sets of 3 miles or sets of 2 miles, but that day I was running them at a 620 pace. And that was about a month before the Cielo X1. So you see what we're doing here. We were running some faster intensity miles at a 620 pace, and then a month later we're doing it at a 6 flat or 550. So the progress and the consistency and the intensity, it compounds over time. So that if you're going out there and running hard, and I almost never, unless I'm 2 months out from race day, I almost never say I'm going to be running at a specific pace and I'm going to just hold this pace. It's whatever effort comes to me that day. So those were the efforts that came that day. And in this shoe, I was holding 620s with ease. It felt smooth and, dare I say, easy to run 620 in this shoe. So this is up there for sure. I want to test it again next week. And then last shoe I brought out here today, we got the big boy, Demon Time himself, Mr. Alphafly version 3. This thing is a stone cold killer. This thing doesn't ask for respect, it takes it. Type of shoe that will spit on your grandmother's grave. It's disrespectful. This is a real disrespectful shoe. And I apologize for that last little thing I said it might do. That wasn't me talking. That was the shoe telling me what it might do. If you don't want that type of energy, don't get the Alphafly 3. That's what I'm saying. That it is the type of shoe. That's the vibe of this guy. When I put this on, I don't care who you are. I don't care what your name is. I don't care what your resume is. I'm going to take you down. If you're feeling feisty, if you're feeling fiery, if you got the flames in your belly, this is the shoe, man. So this is what I am saying right now. If you look at these two shoes, the Endorphin Pro 4, if we look at intensity to comfort, maybe we'll do it this way, right? If we look at comfort to intensity, the Endorphin Pro 4 is all the way on the comfortable side. And the alphafly 3 is all the way on the aggressive side. That's not saying that the alphafly 3 isn't a comfortable shoe. It has some elements of comfort. This upper actually is, I think, my favorite race shoe upper of the year. The Endorphin Pro 4 is a great upper too. Oh, we got floppy laces, man. We got floppy laces. Yeah, that's not to say this is an uncomfortable shoe. It's not. And by the way, at 100 miles, look at this wear. People are always talking about race shoes aren't durable. This wear is not bad for a shoe that's alleged to not be durable. It really does not have bad wear. And I wear my shoes pretty hard. So all the way on the aggressive side, all the way on the comfortable side, the Endorphin Pro 4 does have some pep. The alphafly does have decent stability from the width, but the character of these two shoes, the primary attributes of these two marathon shoes, both with 40 millimeters of Puma polyether black amide, both with the carbon fiber plate, are so different because of how the foam is tuned in the Saucony Endorphin Pro 4, and because of the rocker geometry, not as aggressive, more long and sloping, smoother, more of an impact absorption in the foam versus the alphafly 3. It's all about propulsion. It's all about getting you up on your toes as quick as possible. It's all about the starving wolf mentality in the alphafly 3 here. So one more thing about picking these shoes, if you're going for a 10K, if you're going for a 5K, and for some people, if your fitness is in a certain place, even a half marathon, you can be running it aggressively, angrily for the entire time. I'm gonna tell you right now, you can't run for 2+ hours angrily and aggressively and in that demon time zone. So that's my question and issue with the alphafly 3. Can a shoe like this be a good marathon pick for me when I know that my marathon pace is not going to be in that zone where I'm just ripping and cranking? Because to get the biggest benefit out of the alphafly 3, you have to be ripping and cranking. So that all brings us back to the Puma Deviate Elite 3. I want to see where this lands. Can it do that marathon pace zone? It can rip and crank decently well. It felt almost like a workhorse race shoe. It feels like a shoe that can take a lot of miles, take a lot of pounding, and respond well. But how will it do for the time on feet? How will it do for some moderate intensity miles, some marathon pace miles? That's what we'll find out tomorrow. Last shoe I have to give a shout out to is the On Cloud Boom Strike. I used that yesterday for that disgusting aggressive session with the 10 miles at 5:30 something pace. That performed really well, so that's in the conversation with these as well. Let me see if I can grab it real quick. That would be disrespectful not to. Alright, Cloud Boom Strike here. This is what we ran in yesterday, just really quickly, and I had to bring the right shoe because this is the one where I switched out the laces. So downside of this is the upper and laces are horrible, but switching out the laces does help. So midsole here is awesome. You have the little drop-in insole. Look at that. It's a thick drop-in insole. It creates a soft step-in, and you can see the carbon fiber plate through here. Nice soft step-in, and it has the zing of the Endorphin Elite or the alphafly with the softness of the Gara and the bounce of the Cielo X1. It is a special package, this guy. One of the top shoes. That's why I needed to bring it out here into the conversation today. This is definitely up there for me with the best of the best this year. The fastest shoes are probably Endorphin Elite, alphafly, and this. So we'll see where the Deviate 3 lands. I'm telling you right now, and especially with these race shoes, I can tell if they have it or if they don't have it. I believe that race shoes should not require break-in. It's a little bit disrespectful to need to break in a race shoe. So it didn't quite feel like the Deviate Elite 3 was on the same tier as the other ones, but you got to run the miles to find out. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go eat some nachos for dinner. We're going to go watch some football. And then we're going to get our performance sleep and wake up at maybe 4:30, maybe 5. We'll see. We'll see how good the Lamar Jackson, Patty Mahomes shootout gets. If it gets spicy, we'll stay up. If it's a Chiefs rolling, we'll probably just go to bed. So that's that. I'll see you guys probably in the morning, or maybe I'll show you this crispy nachos. What do you think? Look at that. Deviate Nitro 3. Those looking like some crispy nachos right there. Bang! But Charlie is going out. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. She's going to a parents' night at Mason School. Last second decision. That's a responsible mother right there. Good job, Charles.
One more thing, man. Before we go inside, you know we had to do it to him. Now that's a lineup. Let's drop a bomb on that. All right, a little football Thursday meal right here. Bang! Look at that. Look at that. We had to get the nachos going. Vegan nachos for the kickoff. How could we not? Little corn chips, homemade queso. That's the killer, the homemade queso with the vegan chorizo black bean onion blend. Plus a little green verde salsa. This is about to be flames. I might have to pop on a little bit of a NFL pregame show. And then we have the avocados going. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Nachos, football, and sleep. It's America, baby. It's America. See you in the AM.